everyone, it's Thebethyblueeyes and I'm naked on YouTube. Oh my god. I know, I've got no makeup on, can you believe it? And I thought I would do a little video on how I put my makeup on every day. I do my makeup pretty much the same every single day, except for changing up the lipsticks and the eyeshadows, really depending on the seasons or how I feel. And yeah, lots of you lovely subscribers have been telling me how nice my makeup looks recently, which is such a compliment, so thank you very much. Well, number one, I've been wearing a little bit less than I have over the last couple of years, and I've been looking after my skin a bit better, so I will be doing a video on my skincare in the future, but I thought I would show you what I do every day on my face. So let's get started. Right, so I've tied my hair off my face, and that means I'm not going to get any makeup in my hair, and you can get a nice kind of tidy finish, especially around the jawline and the forehead. If you didn't tie your hair up, you might miss a few bits. So I've already moisturised my skin, and I've already washed my hands before I touched my face. If you don't, I've got the Mango hand sanitising gel, which is great to keep in your makeup bag, keeps your hands clean while you're doing your makeup. And I've already put my lip balm on, which is the Vitamin E Lip Care SPF 15. Again, this one's really good for dry lips and it feels nice and soft. And my favourite part before I do my makeup is using my Vitamin E facial mist, and this one is a refreshing spray that you just spray really lightly all over your skin. It feels lovely and cooling, especially in the hot weather, and again, it's an instant moisture and it revives and just refreshes your skin. So you've got a nice moisturised base to put your makeup on. So next step, I'm totally free of all makeup, and the first thing I'm going to do is use a Lightning Touch concealer. This is a highlighter and radiance booster. It's the number 3, which is a nice shade for me. You just twist, and I just swipe this underneath my eyes, where it's like a little bit of radiance, a little bit of highlighter. And I'm just going to use my ring finger just to blend that in. And again, just very light touches and just buff that. Any excess I have on my lid, on my finger, sorry, I just tap onto the lid, and again, just gives you a little bit of highlight around the eyes, a little bit of cover, and for me it just is kind of light reflecting really. It just gives you a highlight around the eyes. Again, it takes away any dark circles and just gives you a nice natural finish. I'm just going to do one more little bit down the bridge of my nose, and if you've got any blemishes anywhere, just dust over the top of those as well. And again, just using my ring finger. You could use your foundation brush if you prefer, but my hands are nice and clean, so I'm just using my fingertips. And if you swipe a little bit down the bridge of the nose as well, it just gives a instant kind of radiance boost to your face. And already I feel revived. So step 1 done. Next step, I have got a few open pores on the tops of my cheeks, and again around my nose from spots and kind of having more combination skin as a teenager. So I'm going to use the indtsblur. Again, this is basically a totally transparent kind of light perfecting primer. It just fills in any imperfections, it just reflects the light, it just gives you a more refined finish with your makeup. Again, and it's a great primer, it's silicone based, and it glides on, and I'm using like the tiniest amount just on my cheekbones, and I'm just using my fingertips just to buff that in. It feels so silky when it goes on, and it just really refines any of those imperfections that you have that you just want to refine. And I find this is a particularly good step, and again I'm using like just about the size of a grain of rice, maybe a little more. Depending on what your needs are, you can use a little bit more of this. My skin isn't too bad today, touch wood, so I'm not using too much. I probably used about half a pea-sized amount over my whole face. Just concentrating on the areas like the nose, and for me the cheek pads just here, where I have a few open pores. And again, this just gives you a great base for your makeup, and again it helps your makeup last longer, it refines, and it's got 5 action kind of to it, so it's fantastic. So, highlighted, primed, and now I'm ready for a little bit of foundation. I'm not going to use a lot. I've got my foundation brush, and I'm literally going to I'm using the Body Shop Moisture Foundation SPF 15 in number 2, again, which is a perfect shade for me. I'm using 1 pump, and let me show you how much 1 pump is. That's enough. That's enough for my whole face, and again, I'm just going to swipe my cheeks, and again, then I'm just going to swipe my chin, and I'm just going to use outward motions to blend this in. This one's really moisturising, it's really soothing, I find that this foundation, when I use it, I just feel like I'm putting another layer of moisturiser on. It's really good for dry skin, and again, it hydrates as well as giving you a nice natural finish. And for me, this is the perfect shade because it blends so well. If you're having problems picking your foundation shade, just go into the Body Shop and ask one of the consultants to match you with a shade. Again, you could easily, again, just use this with your fingertips. But I'm using a brush. If you use a foundation brush, you'll probably use less foundation, and it does all the blending work for you. If you're a little bit oily as well, a tip for me is use a brush. You have oil glands in your fingertips and it can make your skin slightly oily, so I would say for anyone who is spot prone or a little bit oily, just use a brush. It does all the work for you. And again, I'm just going on with a little bit more on my cheeks because that's the area where I have those open pores and that I want a little bit more refinement. And you can see that it's just blending really well. And again, just come around. This brush is perfect because look, it just fits all the way around in all the nooks and crannies on my face. And I think I'm nearly done. And again, just using the last little bit on the back of my hand, I'm just going to swipe down my jawline. Nobody wants a line or any definement around their jawline of where their foundation has been. If you have problem blending around your jawline, what I would suggest is just use the facial spritz. Spritz it once or twice around the jawline, and then just take your foundation brush and just buff it in if you're having problems with it matching. So, I think I'm just about done. There's a few areas where I want to conceal. Once you've done your foundation, have a look directly in the mirror and just see if there's anywhere where you want to add a little bit more or blend a little bit. I'm going to just go back in with my lightning touch, and this is just a little spot there. I'm just going to conceal, and I'm just going to take another little bit under my eyes because I want to look nice and fresh today. And again, I'm just using my ring finger just to blend. And it's quick and easy, this. You don't have to be a makeup artist. And again, it's just finding something that is right for you. So there's my base done already. Let's go to the next step. Right, so I've done my base. All my foundation and primer and concealer is on. So next step is contouring and blusher. So everyone always laughs when I say, oh yeah, I've got bronzer on today. They go, Beth, you're so pale, you've got bronzer on? I say, yes. Bronzer helps shape the face, give highlight, and just transforms my face, I always think, when I put it on. It makes me feel good as well. And I'm going to use the Honey Bronze in the number 2, and this is just the perfect shade for me. It's neutral, it's warm, it's not too dark, again, and it's really, really easy to apply. I'm just going to use my blush brush. I'm going to swirl it in, top off the excess, and I'm just going to go underneath my cheekbones. Here. Just go back in. And just really, you should be following from your ear to your base of your cheek, and this will shape your cheekbones, which I like to do. Again, you can see swirling motions, and this lovely warm shade is just perfect for me. I'm just going underneath both cheekbones. Anything that I have left, a little bit on the temples here, just to give you, and again, you should be going with your bronzer where you would naturally catch the sun, so down the bridge of the nose, on the chin, just very, very lightly. And really, I'm just using it really just to shape my face. And if you use it underneath your cheekbones here, it will just slim the face, it will make you look nice and fresh. And also a little tip, a little bit on the bottom of the brush, tap the excess off, and I just go just underneath the jawline. And that just really sculpts the jawline, gives you shape to your face, and it's very subtle as well. And you can see this is just giving a lovely little hint of colour to my skin. And again, you could just go out now, put a bit of mascara on and go. But yeah, this one's lovely, the Honey Bronze. There is a couple of shades in this, but I use the number 2, which is the Fair Matte. It's a matte bronzer. Again, you can see it's a lovely shade. It's natural, and I find it suits me all year round as well. In winter, it'll give you a nice pop of colour. In summer, it'll give you a lovely natural radiant golden highlight. So that is done with my bronzer. That was, what, 30 seconds? Easy peasy. So the next step, I'm going to use the same brush, my blush brush. I'm going to put on my cheek colour. And I'm going to probably highlight as well because it's a nice sunny day today, so I want to look nice and radiant. I'm going to use the Body Shop. It's the number 1 cheek #1 cheek colour, and it's called Macaroon. Again, this is a lovely, well loved, this is a lovely peach shade, and I can't explain this colour, it's one of my favourite ones. It almost suits all skin tones. It's radiance boosting, it's kind of a peachy, warm, natural glow for me, and it's probably very similar to the natural colour I go when I blush, which is my tip. If you go quite pink when you blush, use a pinky blusher. If you go quite peachy, go quite peachy. And that's done. So I've bronzed and I've blushed, simple. If you want to be a little bit extra or get a little bit extra kind of glow on your skin, I've got the Shimmer Wave in the #4, and this is the coral shade. These you can use as eyeshadows, you can use as a highlighter. I like to use them all over, and I'm going in with the same brush, swipe, and I'm just going to go just on the tops of my cheeks with this, and this will just give you a lovely, kind of almost like a highlighter, blusher, bronzer, kind of all in one really. This is really nice if you use it all in one as well. So, done. And again, I'm just using the same brush. I'm just making sure I'm bronzed and blended. If you're not sure and you think you might have put too much on, you can always go in with a big brush, a big powder brush, and just swirl over those areas, and that will just blend that for you. So, done! That was quick and easy, wasn't it? So on to the next step. Right, what shall we do next? If you want to, you can powder. I was going to use the all-in-one face base again, and this is a powder foundation, but also a regular powder in the #3. Again, this comes with a mirror, it comes with a great little sponge, and again, this is a lovely shade that matches my skin type. It also comes with a mirror in the lid, which is handy. Again, but I want a nice dewy glow today. But if you wanted to mattify, or actually, I know my nose is going to get a little bit shiny later because I'm a little bit oil prone. Dab in your big brush, and again, I'm just going to tap it down the bridge of my nose and just along my forehead, because that is a place where I tend to get oily. You don't have to powder the whole of your face, just powder where you get a little bit of oil, and then you'll still be nice and dewy and nice and glowy. This one's fantastic. If you moisturise your skin, you can just buff this straight onto the skin and have this as your kind of natural foundation. So that is that step done. Let's go on to the next step. So now I have done all my face, and now I'm going to do my favourite part of my makeup, which is my eyes. And this is the bit that really makes the transformation for me from regular natural to a little bit more fun on the eyes. So today I am going to use 3 Colour Crush eyeshadows. These are my absolute favourite shades. Again, they're handy little single eyeshadows. I'm going to use #105 Colour Crush in Oh Honey. I'm going to use #201, which is called Melt My Heart. They've got lovely names. And my last one, which is my favourite, which is the #115, which is called Be My Clementine. And I've used a light golden shade, a more salmony kind of champagne shade, and a kind of clementine kind of corally orange shade. And these shades particularly are fantastic for blue eyes. They really bring out the kind of whites of the eyes, and for a natural kind of summery glow, these are my favourite 3 shadows to go for. So first I'm going to prep the eyelids. I'm going to go back in with my Lightning Touch, which is my concealer and highlighter, and I'm just going to swipe a little bit on my lids. If you have problems with your eyeshadow staying on your eyes, again, just use this, because if you buff it in really lightly all over your lids, just using your ring finger and just really being quite gentle around the eyes, this is a great base for your eyeshadows. It will make your eyeshadows look more pigmented, it will keep the eyeshadow on your eyes, and yeah, it just gives a bit more intensity. So I've got 2 brushes. I've got a flat sponge brush, smudger brush, and then I've got my eyeshadow blender brush. So this one is going to put the natural colour all over the lid, and this one is going to buff the shades together. So first I'm going to go in with the lightest shade, which is the #105, Oh Honey. And this is like a goldy kind of shimmer. And again, I'm just going to place this on my main lid, like this. And this sponge does all the work for me. You don't have to be a makeup artist to do this. Go back in with a little bit more and just take a little bit next to my eyebrow, and you're probably thinking, oh, why are you putting it all the way up to your eyebrow? It'll just actually brighten and open up the eye and give you a nice little bit of highlight as well. So go back in the same shade, the other eye. Again, so easy. You could even use your finger as long as your fingers are clean. And again, this shadow is great for every day. It's a nice sunny golden shimmer, but it's very subtle. It's almost like a pearlescent really. And again, this just gives my eyes my base colour, so that's done. Next shade I'm going to go in with is the middle shade, and this is the 201, the Melt My Heart, and this is the, again, lovely kind of champagne-y, kind of very light, kind of soft, kind of gentle colour, and I find for my skin type this just works lovely. Taking the same brush, and I'm just using a little bit just on the outer corners here, and again this is just shaping the eyelids. Don't need to do a lot of blending because it does all the work for you, this brush. And you can see I'm just going in on the outer corners. There we go, and that just gives me a little bit more definition. Then I'm going to get my fluffy brush, my smudger brush, and just in a half moon shape, with your eyes open you can do this. Again, if you feel better, close them, but again it will just blend those two shades together. And this gives you a lovely natural colour. Again, you've got the nice soft kind of warm shade, and then you've got the lovely neutral shade. And again, these two shades just bring out the kind of colours in my blue eyes, I think. Again, in that you could just go, but because it's summery and I wanted a little bit more colour on the lids, I'm going to use this lovely, again, clementine colour. A lot of people will be a bit nervous about using kind of coral colours around their eyes or pinks, but if you get the right shade for you, again, and it's just as simple, picking the right shade for you or going into your local body shop and getting them to help you, pick a shade like this and it really just brightens the eyes. Coral colours around blue eyes and green eyes particularly just bring out the kind of brightness in eyes. So I'm taking the smudger brush, I'm going to go just over where I've just been with that second shade, just here, in the crease of your shadow, and I'm just coming back, and this one has got a lovely gold, kind of corally, clementine highlight through it, and it, for me, this is my favourite shade, I think. Just going over where I've already been, in the crease of the eyeshadow, and then the final bit, with the first colour we used, the number 105, I'm going back in with my little sponge brush, taking a little bit on my brush and then just going back in circular motions just over the brow bone. And this will just give you a little bit of a highlight and just soften any shades that you've been in there with. There we go. And then final step, because I'm a perfectionist, I just get my brush again and just go in a half moon shape over the lids to make sure both of those shades are blended. And again, it gives you a lovely nice bright pop of colour but still neutral and fresh. Second step, get my lovely brown lash comb. It's got a comb on one side and then a soft brush on the other. I'm just going to brush my eyebrows into place. I'm brushing them up and then down on the little other side, on the tadpole, little tail there. And again, this will just take any eyeshadow or foundation that you've got out of your brows if you've been in there with your colours, or just shape them. Again, simple and easy. And I'm going to do my brows now. So I'm using the Body Shop Brown Liner Kit, which is a fantastic kit. It's my saviour. Again, it is 2 shades. This is the number 3 shade. It comes with a dark brown and a black. Again, it comes with this handy little fold away brush. One end that's got like a little angled brush and one that's got a little tiny eyeliner brush. You can use this as eyeliner and brow, so it's a good 2-in-1, especially for holidays, festivals, or like me, you like a 2-in-1 product. Again, I'm not going to use the brush today. I'm actually going to use the angled, again, eyeliner brush, again, and it's a slanted brush, again, and I find this really good just for catching every little hair in my brow and just getting a really nice defined brow. You can use a brush in here, or you can, for a little bit more precision, you can get a brush. I'm only going to go in at the moment with the brown, the dark brown. And I'm just going to tap my brush in, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a line just there, and that's the line that I'm going to follow through with my brows, and then just take down, following your natural shape, never going out of the line, and then just using little buffing motions, just go through just to shape your brows. And I'm only going to do one at first because I want to show you the difference. And you don't need to have a lot of product on the brush. This is a powder product, and so it's matte, it looks natural, and they do them in a couple of shades, so you can get the perfect shade for you. And if you feel like I've put too much stuff on my brows, what do I do? Just go back in with your brow comb and you can just brush it out. Remember, makeup's not permanent. And again, just keep going through. It's really simple, and just follow your natural shape. Don't go out of the natural lines. If you have very sparse brows, just use very small sweeping motions and just follow the shape that your brows naturally were if you haven't got any. Again, so this is my brow that isn't done, and this is my brow that is done, and as you can see, it just frames my face and it just gets me ready for the day. So I'm just going to repeat this, go back in with the brush, and again I'm just going to follow up. Just that's my baseline, and then just follow my natural shape. Remember, brows are supposed to be sisters, not twins, that's what I heard. So they should never be 100% matching, they should just be natural. You shouldn't have to worry about them being totally 100% perfect. And the great thing about this, actually, it's got a little mirror in the lid, so if you're wanting to get precision, you can just use the lid of the product. And again, I'm happy with that. That didn't take a moment. Again, if you want a little bit more refinement, you could go in with a clear lash and brow gel, but I'm going to leave mine nice and natural today. And again, I'm just going to go back in with my little brush and just fix any strays. And that is my eyebrows done. So next step, eyeliner, liquid eyeliner. I've got the liquid eyeliner, the black. I am renowned for my liquid eyeliner. It's my favourite product. It's easy to apply. If you find it difficult with liquid eyeliner, use a pencil. Again, or just take your time. Nobody's rushing. And again, liquid liner is probably one of the steps that I would say take your time with. So I'm going to go in. It's got a very fine brush. And again, I'm just going to hold my lid. And again, I'm just going to go along the lash line very subtly. Oops. Following your natural lash line. And you know me, I like a big flick, so I'm going to just tick that. Sorry, I'm not talking while I'm doing this, I'm really concentrating. So I've done one eye with my liquid eyeliner. I'm just going to go back in and do my other eye. And again, like I said, it's following your natural eye shape. And just taking your time. Even after 10 years of practice, I can get this wrong. If you're worried about getting it wrong, just keep some cotton tips handy, so if you do make any mistakes, you can go back and change them. Okay. You don't have to do a tick or a flick. You can do it just along your natural shape. But you know me, I like a flick. And for me, it just finishes my eyes. There we go, so my eyes are done. Eyeliner done. If you want to go in, you could go in and line underneath your eyes. Again with a pencil or liquid if you want to be more extravagant. I'm going to actually use the white eyeliner pencil, and this is a great tip, particularly if your eyes are tired or you feel like you're a little bit redder in the eyes. Using the liquid on the top of my lash opens my eyes up. This I just use in the waterline, just very softly, instead of a darker shade. And this just makes your eyes look bigger and brighter. You can skip this stage if you want to, but I just find that just gives me a little bit more brightness. Lashes, you can curl your lashes if you want to. Again, and I am now going to put my mascara on. I'm using the Body Shop Divide and Multiply mascara. And this is a great one, particularly my lashes. I'm a natural blonde, and my lashes are quite fine. This just separates and defines each individual lash without making it clumpy or heavy, and I like the brush of this. It's a nice shape tapered brush, and it just gets every little lash in place, which I like. I tend to put a coat on each lash, and then you can always go back in if you want a bit more. And again, excuse me if I'm being quiet, I'm concentrating, but I think this is probably, a lot of women like to use a mascara, even if they don't use any of the other steps. A lot of people like to use a mascara. And this for me just really just gives me the final finish on my lashes. So I've done one coat. I am going to go back in for a second coat because I'm feeling playful today. And again, your second coat, even if you just concentrate on your outer corners of your lashes here, using the tip of the brush is a good tip. The tip is a good tip. It will just open up the lids and widen the eyes. And again, however you like to put your mascara on, do it your special way. I've seen lots of different techniques, but yeah, just using the tip of the wand, just kind of tickle those end lashes. You can go back in and do the bottom of your lashes as well. I tend to not dunk it again and just use what's left on my mascara wand for the bottom lashes, because you don't need as much mascara on your bottom lashes. There we go. That just again opens up the lids. So I've done my mascara, so I've done my liner, I've done my mascara, I've done all my other steps, and I am done on my face. You could go back in with your lip balm and just get ready and go, but I am going to put on my Renown, my favourite red lipstick. I have treated myself to a new red. I've got the 101 again in the colour Crush, the Body Shop lipsticks, and this is a beautiful Hollywood red, and I'm going to the shops today, so I want to look nice. So I'm going to go in and put my red on. Again, these lipsticks are packed with marula oil, which is really nourishing for the lips, so you're never going to dry the lips out. You could use a lip brush if you want to, or a lip liner. There we go. And got my cotton tip here. Okay, sorry, I'm being a perfectionist. It's red lipstick after all. And this is a great kind of strawberry red lipstick, which just makes me feel fabulous. So I am done. Hair down, clips out, mane down. There we go. And there I am, Thebethyblueeyes, ready for the day. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was a little bit helpful. I will list all the products below. Again, you don't have to do as many steps as me, but this is what I do every day because it makes me feel good. Again, if you like any of these products, go onto the Body Shop website where you can purchase them or even just have a look at them. And I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye.